Here we are in the final round of the Grand Prix where 7 playoff spots still remain. Raw is one of those currently in a spot and can definitively secure one with a win. Meanwhile, Buster Blader needs its 5th victory and some losses by other decks to squeeze its way in. The stakes are high. Who will take it between Yugi and Marek? Let's duel. Raw gets to open up first. We'll go standby main. Normal summon effect slime who on summon can add a slime card from deck to hand. That'll be slime everywhere. A great opening for the deck. We'll go ahead and activate that slime everywhere to destroy a slime card he controls. A special summon 2 with different names from the deck. That'll be battle slime and guardian slime. When effect slime is destroyed, can special summon itself from the graveyard, so that puts him at 3 slime monsters on board. Sends Guardian Slime to the grave to special summon Egyptian God Slime from the extra deck. When Guardian Slime hits the grave from the field or hand, can add a spell or trap that mentions the Winged Dragon of Ra from deck to hand. That will be the True Sun God. Go ahead and activate that True Sun God, which on activation can add a Winged Dragon of Ra or a card that mentions it from deck to hand. That'll be Ancient Chant. To end phase and pass to Buster Blader. So without activating that Ancient Chant, passes with the Egyptian God Slime and attack the other 2 slimes in defense. Buster Blader opens up with normal summoning Psychic Buster, Destruction Sword, or a normal summon. Can special summon a Buster Blader monster from the hand. Special summons the Destruction Sword Master and then equips it with that Psychic Buster, who when equipped can look at the opponent's hand. Saw a little peek there. We'll then activate Emergency Teleport to special summon a level 3 or lower Psychic monster from the deck. That'll be another copy of Psychic Buster. We'll Synchro Summon that level 1 tuner and that Buster Blader into Buster Dragon. But since he doesn't control a Buster Blader monster, he can special summon a Buster Blader from the grave, which the Destruction Sword Master takes on that name. Special summons in defense, sets 2, in turn passes to Ra, who will go standby main and activate Ancient Chant, adding the Winged Dragon of Ra from deck to hand. We'll activate another copy of the True Sun God. We'll add Blaze Cannon from deck to hand, so assembling all the pieces it needs to bring out Ra at its best. Banishes Ancient Chant from the grave, so now when he tribute summons Ra, will take on the attack and defense of the tributed monsters. We'll then activate Soul Crossing, so contribute monsters that the opponent controls for Ra as well as his own. Will tribute the Buster Dragon, the Buster Blader, and the Egyptian God Slime, bringing out Ra. Will use its effect as well? No, it won't, but that'll still give it a whopping 6,800 attack, 8,100 defense. Ra will attempt to attack, and that'll be responded to with Destruction Sword Memories, discarding another copy of Memories from hand to special summon Buster Blader from the deck. So blocking that 6,800 hit, Ra has to attack over the Buster Blader instead. The effect in Battle Slime will deal 1,500 each, reducing Buster Blader down to 5,000 life points. Main phase 2, Ra sets 2 to the back row, and end phase, Buster Blader will activate Destruction Sword Memories' graveyard effect to banish the Buster Blader and the Buster Dragon to bring out the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from the extra deck. We'll top deck into Buster Whelp with the Destruction Swordsman. On normal summon, can add a Destruction Sword card from deck to hand. That'll be Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. We'll then activate Buster Whelp's effect to tribute itself to special summon Buster Blader from the graveyard. Then we'll use Dragon Buster Destruction Sword's effect in hand to equip Buster Blader it controls with it. We'll then use its effect while it's equipped to special summon itself and then synchro summon that level 1 tuner and the Buster Blader into Buster Dragon. Buster Dragon turns everything on the field into a dragon, which will bump the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman by 3,000 attack, granting it 5,800. Can attack over that 8,100 defense Ra, but can attack that Battle Slime. Will deal piercing damage as well, reducing Ra to 2,700 life points. Since Battle Slime is destroyed by battle, it can special summon itself. Can't activate its effect though, since dragon monsters can't activate their effects thanks to the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Passes turn to Ra, who in standby. Buster Blader will activate Buster Dragon's effect to equip the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman with the Psychic Buster, who when equipped can use its effect to look at the opponent's hand. That'll reveal an ancient chant, a sphere mode, and a blaze cannon. Can't use that sphere mode since Buster Blader only controls 2 monsters. Main phase activates blaze cannon, making it so Ra is unaffected by the opponent's effects, so that makes it a non-dragon. Again, Buster Dragon isn't affecting it. Changes Ra to attack mode, uses its ability, pays 1,000 life points to target and destroy the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Getting rid of it pays another 1,000 life points to destroy the Buster Dragon. Changes its slime monsters into attack mode. Can Ra go for game this time? No, Buster Blader will use the graveyard effect of Destruction Sword Memories, again banishing the pieces needed to bring out Dragon Destroyer Swordsman in defense mode, and that'll be destroyed by Ra. Those 2 slime monsters will deal 3,000 again. So Buster Blader sits at 2,000, Ra sits at 700, end phase. Turn passes to Buster Blader, 1 set card, 1 card in hand. Needs this one. Doesn't look like he's gonna get it. Staring down a 0-1 deficit with its playoff life on the line will open up game 2. Set 2 cards and pass to Ra. Set cards can mean a lot for the Buster Blader deck. Ra will set 1 and pass back to Buster Blader, who will set another 1 and pass back to Ra. Ra will normal summon Effect Slime. On summon, can add a slime card from deck to hand. That'll be blocked by Infinite Impermanence. Battle phase Effect Slime will deal 1,500, taking a quick game 2 lead. Turn passes back to Buster Blader. 2 cards on the field, 4 cards in hand. Activates Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer, adding Buster Blader from deck to hand. Classic card right there. See if it can get anything going. We'll normal summon the Warrior Buster Destruction Sword, who on summon can special summon a Buster Blader monster from hand. Will summon the OG and equip it with that Warrior Buster. Will attack the Effect Slime, dealing 1,100. Pass turn to Ra, who draws. Normal summons Reactor Slime. Uses its ability to special summon 2 slime tokens. Will then use Soul Crossing. Let's see if it can tribute the Buster Blader the opponent controls. Yes, it does. And those 2 tokens to bring out Ra at 0 attack and defense. Reactor Slime will attack for 500. Main phase 2 sets 1 and ends turn. The end phase Buster Blader will activate MST to destroy the set Blaze Cannon. Buster Blader draws. An interesting choice for Ra to not use Reactor Slime's effect to get that Metal Reflex. I wonder if it sided it out. Buster Blader normal summons Buster Whelp normal summon. Gets to add a Destruction Sword card. Adds Dawn of the Destruction Sword from deck to hand. Will activate the set Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman, sending Destruction Sword Memories and a Buster Blader from the deck. And we'll chain on top of that the Destruction Sword Memories ability. No, it looks like it won't. It'll just bring out that Buster Dragon. We'll then use Buster Whelp's ability to tribute itself to special summon Buster Blader from the grave. We'll then use the Destruction Sword Memories. Banish it. That'll be chained with DD Crow. DD Crow will be used to banish the Buster Blader that was in the graveyard, blocking off the Destruction Sword Memories' attempt to bring out the Destruction Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. That still leaves Buster Blader on board with 3,600 attacks, since Buster Dragon is changing both those monsters to a dragon. Buster Blader is able to attack over the 0 attack Ra, dealing 3,600. Buster Blader goes down to 3,100 attack. Turn passes to Ra in the draw phase. Buster Dragon's effect activates, equipping the Warrior Buster to the Buster Blader. And Ra in the main phase will use Slime Everywhere to destroy the Slime Reactor to special summon Effect Slime and Guardian Slime from the deck. Sends Guardian Slime to the grave to bring out Egyptian God Slime from the extra deck, and will use Guardian Slime's graveyard ability to search out the True Sun God from deck to hand. And in response, Buster Blader will discard Droll and Lockbird, so no more searches for a search-heavy Ra deck, but can still use Ancient Chant to search out Ra from the graveyard, so retrieves that. We'll use Ancient Chant's Graveyard ability, banishing it, so now the tributed materials for Ra will give its attack and defense to Ra. That'll be the Egyptian God Slime, putting Ra at 3,000 attack and defense, uses its ability, pays 1,000 life points. Can it destroy it? Yes, it can destroy the Buster Dragon. So that brings Buster Blader down to 2,600 attack. We'll use Ra's effect again, paying 1,000 life points. In response, Buster Blader will use the Warrior Buster's ability to send itself as an equip to the grave, making Buster Blader unaffected by card effects for the turn. In the end phase, Ra has set 1, and that'll be banished by a set Cosmic Cyclone that Buster Blader had, banishing the true Sun God. It was just a bluff. And here we go. Buster Blader has Dawn of the Destruction Sword to turn any monster on the field or in the graveyard into a dragon, and changes Effect Slime to a dragon, which means that Buster Blader will gain 500 attack, putting it at 3,100, and that'll be enough to go for game. 3,100 over 15, that's 1,600. Buster Blader takes game 2, and we're moving on to game 3. I call it a misplay if you want. Ra leaving its monster susceptible to that, knowing it had low life points. Ra opens up with just 1 background, passes. Buster Blader sets 2 and passes. Ra sets 1 more, and in the end phase, Buster Blader will use Dawn of the Destruction Sword to send a Destruction Sword card from deck to hand. That'll be Destruction Sword Memories. And still in that end phase, we'll activate Trap Trick to banish a copy of Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman to set a copy from the deck. Now proceed to its turn and use that Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman to send Buster Blader and the Dragon Buster to special summon Buster Dragon from the extra deck. Use its ability, since it doesn't control a Buster Blader monster, to special summon Buster Blader from the grave. Normal summon a copy of Dragon Buster, and then the Link summoning those 2 into Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, who on summon can send a Destruction Sword card from the deck to the grave, but that is blocked by Ash Blossom. Still, Buster Blader has Destruction Sword Memories in the graveyard to banish that, and the Buster Blader and the Dragon Buster to bring out the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. And with 3 monsters on board, Ra is able to use Soul Crossing to tribute all 3 to bring out Ra, getting rid of Buster Blader's field completely. Ra comes out at 0 attack and defense, though Buster Blader still has Dawn of the Destruction Sword to send a Destruction Sword card, sends the Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer from deck to grave, and passes back to Ra, who will change Ra to defense mode. And in the end phase, Dawn of the Destruction Sword uses its effect to send Destruction Sword Memories, being able to load up that grave, go into more plays despite having lost its field already. Uses Destruction Sword Memories on its turn to bring out the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman again. We'll use Dawn's effect to change a monster in the Ash Blossom in Ra's graveyard to a dragon type, bumping up the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman to 3,800 attack. We'll try to attempt to attack over Ra, but Ra will use Sun God Unification, tribute Ra. It won't get any life points since Ra only has 0 attack and defense, but Dragon Destroyer can only attack monsters, can't attack directly, so it saves itself 3,800 life points. Main phase 2 uses Dawn to send Destruction Sword Flash from deck to grave to protect that Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from targeting. Buster Blader looks like it's in the advantageous position here. Dawn of the Destruction Sword to keep loading its grave, 1 set back row, and a Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Ra draws to 4 cards in hand. Normal summons the effect Slime to add slime everywhere from deck to hand. And Buster Blader responds with Droll and Lockbird, so locking off searches for the rest of the turn. Still, Ra will proceed with slime everywhere, and that is blocked by Ash Blossom. So all the answers. Ra still has Ancient Chant to get the Winged Dragon of Ra from the graveyard. So getting around that Droll and Lockbird in one way or another. Sets 1 to the background. In the end phase, Buster Blader uses the Dawn of the Destruction Sword to send the Wizard Buster from the deck to the grave. Will activate MST in its main phase to target and destroy that set back row. That is Soul Crossing, so that is huge. We'll then use Dawn of the Destruction Sword to turn Effect Slime into a dragon type. And we'll also use its other ability to send a Dragon Buster from deck to grave, attack the Effect Slime, dealing 2,300 in damage, taking the first blow of game 3. Turn passes to Ra, 3 cards in hand, just as Sun God Unification on the field activates the true Sun God. Search out Millennium Revelation from the deck. will activate Millennium Revelation and use its ability to send Ra in hand to search out Monster Reborn. We're going to use the Millennium Revelation ability to reuse Monster Reborn to bring out Ra from the grave. Yes, it will. Sends that Millennium Revelation, brings out Ra with the Reborn, and we'll use True Sun God's ability to send Immortal Phoenix from deck to grave and then send Ra on its field to the graveyard, which will trigger Immortal Phoenix's ability. Since Ra is sent to the grave, can bring out the Immortal Phoenix, and that doesn't target, so can use its ability to get around the Destruction Sword Flash protection, pays down 1,000 life points, and gets rid of the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, and will attack for 4,000. Taking the lead, Buster Blader at 4,000, Ra at 47. End phase, Immortal Phoenix goes to the grave and summons the Sphere Mode that was in hand. In the end phase, Dawn of the Destruction Sword still putting in work, sends the Destruction Swordsman Fusion from deck to grave. And in Buster Blader standby phase, main phase, we use Destruction Swordsman Fusion's graveyard ability to send a card from hand to grave to add it from the grave to hand. And we'll use Dawn of the Destruction Sword to special summon Buster Blader from the hand. The normal summon Psychic Buster Destruction Sword. Synchro summon those two into Buster Dragon, who has the ability to special summon Buster Blader from the graveyard since he doesn't control a Buster Blader monster. We'll then use a Destruction Swordsman Fusion. So Buster Dragon is going to treat Sphere Mode as a dragon type, allowing him to use Destruction Swordsman Fusion with that Sphere Mode that is being treated as a dragon monster, and the Buster Blader he controlled to bring out the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, getting rid of the Sphere Mode because before he can use its effect to bring out Ra. Ra draws, sets one to the back row and passes back. And in the end phase, Buster Blader uses Buster Dragon's effect to equip the Wizard Buster to the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, and also uses Dawn's ability to bring out Buster Blader from the grave. And now Buster Blader in a hugely advantageous position, draws to one card in hand. Just needs to get 4,700 attack on board, uses Dawn of the Destruction Sword to turn the effect slime in the grave to a dragon type, bringing Buster Blader to 3,100 attack. That attack, will it go through? Yes, it does. Ra is down to 1,600 life points. The Dragon Destroyer Swordsman can't attack directly, so Ra lives to fight another day, draws to one card in hand. Activates the True Sun God. And it is blocked by Ash Blossom. So a clever way to get around Sphere Mode, who otherwise can't be attacked or targeted by card effects. Buster Blader is able to use it as a fusion material and able to get it off the board so it can attack with Buster Blader for game. Buster Blader has a chance, improves to 5-5, but it will need help to try and make it into the playoffs. Meanwhile, Ra sits at 6-4. 6 wins will likely get just about every 6-win deck into the playoffs, but we're just gonna have to wait and see how things shake out to see if either of these guys make it in.